am going live. Oy. And this is my reality right here. This is what apparently, look at this. Apparently, it seems like everything's been open morning. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if my husband just left everything on in the middle of the night. Or did he come down early this morning? Because it's 6:38 and not really late. I took care of a lot of things upstairs. There we go. Closet stuff. There's Miss Cleopatra. Good morning. Good morning. Look at that. Cats have ear tipped. They're ear tipped. Casualty from the cat activity wall, friends. I hope you're doing well, friends. It's mom mode. I'm live. I'm doing a live. I'm putting some of these things. This is how I put them up. I try to strategically place them to see what they're doing. If they're knocking things off. Yeah, this is a reality right here. I'm putting that one up there. Look at her. She's watching everything. Don't think that she's not like looking and saying, what is she doing with my flamingo? What's she doing with my, look at the face on her. Look, what's she doing with my stuffy? I'm checking everything out. 2 days ago, I cleaned the whole basement. And did you notice? Look what she's doing. Yeah. Look at that. Huh? Something, aren't they? Aren't we lucky to have animals in our life? This thing has been dragged along the floor. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. She has a habit of sticking these little catnip-filled mice under doors. I'm going to check one of the rooms to see if she stuck it under the room door. She's so sneaky. I'm going to put these. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. There we go. These I love. These come with one of the toys. Here. I'm putting them up. I should show you. In there, inside the hole, I threw one in. Look at her face. Look. Just hope you notice. She's watching everything. She's not happy. She is not happy. I'm going to put one up there, too. Look at her. Look. She's looking at her gray mat. That has been torn apart. Defiled. Look at her. Look at that face. Hi, good morning. Good Thursday morning, everybody. Anybody on with me? Come on. We're checking out the cats in the basement. Checking to make sure their water's going. See? Blue light on. Blue light is on. That means it's working. And I don't know if my husband was down here. I don't know. It looks like somebody came down. I'm going to check out because there's food here. If she did not eat, I have a funny feeling he was down here. And don't tell me I just fed the cat. I fed the cat in the garage twice. Please don't tell me I fed the cat in the garage twice. Didn't you eat? Everything looks like the food is wet. That means somebody fed you. That means I am late and everybody ate. And that's why all the lights are on in the basement. That's why all the lights are in. Oh, he came down and did not leave a note. He did not leave a note. I fed the cat twice in the basement. I fed the cat twice in the basement, in the garage. I gave the cat. Oh gosh. He didn't tell me. This is what happens when you are not on the same page. You got to leave a note and tell somebody, I have been down here. Cleopatra. I mean, the best is my back, which I've been carrying the cat Toys are on. Yeah, he was down here. I can vac. Hi. Hi. Psst, 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 psst. Let me go in here and say hi, friends. It's so crazy. He didn't say anything. You should leave a note. Tell somebody, by the way, just want to let you know, I've been in the base. Hi, baby. Here. Here. I'm in the I went in the base. No wonder Orange is sound asleep. Didn't tell me. Oh, did the thing fall again? This fell. I have to repair this. This platform is broken, and I contacted the company. And yeah, right here. This fell, which is dangerous. This fell right here. And, oh, there. But she must be pressing on it. And it came out of the thing here. But it's dangerous. You don't want her falling. There. There. And I put the toy up here so she wouldn't step on this area, that she would just play on it, you know? But she's... I guess I could put... I wonder if I could put something underneath it. Like I have these things. Maybe I could put this piece right here and put this, and this will just be where she could... I mean, that's a good idea. I just got the idea. I think I'll do that. So it looks like litter boxes are done. Wish you would have told me. Would have taken you for a ride with the stray cat. But it's okay. We're in the basement. The stray cat, I fed already. Second can, apparently, because I think somebody's been feeding. Unbeknownst to me, today I have a delivery of more cat treats because we have people who go crazy with cat treats, and it isn't me. That is so crazy. I can't believe he came down here. I have to order more litter. I should have known. My husband came down. He loves to brush the cats. He loves this. Look at that. And this was moved, and all the lights were on, and the TV was on, and it's crazy. I cannot believe it. Forgive me, friends. I'm going to just grab a bag here. This is our cat world. Our cat. Oy, oy, oy. All right, not bad. No wonder it didn't smell like anything down here. Like nobody did their business, and everybody looks content. Orange. And good. I get to vacuum. I'll leave that down here. I'm checking everything out in amazement. Like he actually came down earlier than me. How do we not bump into each other? I'm checking everything out. So I could see from here that Cleopatra has not been sleeping on here. But he doesn't put the toys back. I do. This is the indoor heated house that we got. And we originally got it for Orange. But then he started staying in the garage. And then I put it in the garage. Which I should put this in the garage for the other cat. Who's in there now. But we have the heater on in there. It's not bad at all. It's a little chilly this morning, but it wasn't bad. I'm looking around like shocked. Yeah, there's the gloves. You have to be a detective around here to figure his gloves. He used gloves. Do you see the gloves? He used gloves. So, okay. He cleaned the litter boxes. So now I can repair this. I can repair a platform. This is our foster. She's with All for Love Animal Rescue. I am a dedicated foster mom to Princess Raven. That is not Cleopatra. So Princess Raven needs a home, and I would love to keep every cat that I rescue. But Princess Raven is kind of like stuck in here because Cleopatra, the stalker right there, because Cleopatra, as you can see, she's stalking her. Look what she's doing. Look what she's doing. Look. She's got nothing better to do. He's out like a light, this guy. Out like a light. Look at him. He's done. He's like, I'm not a party to this. This is his doll. It's his little cardinal. Orange is just hanging out. You want me to take it away? I'll take it away. Orange is so great. He's like, I'm not. Oh, she's tired. Tired from stalking. Stalking Princess Raven. That's what she is. She's tired from stalking. Did you see that yawn that you, look at her. Look. She's so sneaky. It's unbelievable. Look at her. Now, she clearly has OCD. Look, she's so upset. She clearly has OCD. There she is. Look at her. She's a troublemaker. I love Cleopatra. I love her personality. I love that she just wants her family to be her family. And I get it. This is who she is. And I know some people say, well, no, this is who she is. You have to respect an animal for who they are. And this is what she does. She is not wanting anybody here. She wants it just to be her and Orange and the dogs and my husband and the kids. And that's it. That's it. She doesn't even want guests over. This is her palace, minus Princess Raven. This is her palace. This is her TV, her bed, her everything. If the kids play air hockey, she looks at them like, what are you touching the air hockey table? She has now owned this space. She owns those chairs. She owns everything and she watches if I move anything. That's Cleopatra. She is so, I almost think it's that she's appreciative, Cleopatra. Cleopatra, we grabbed her because she was Orange's girlfriend. She had, in May of 2022, I think it was, 2022, Orange was hanging around the house. I told you he was around our driveway. He wouldn't leave. He was the neighbor's cat. And he fell in love with Cleopatra. Now, Cleopatra ended up getting pregnant because she was a stray. There's a whole issue going on. If I tell you the drama in my neighborhood, you won't believe it. This guy around the corner just keeps feeding cats and feeding raccoons. And this guy is crazy, and the fox. And he couldn't keep up with the amount of food he was leaving outside. When you leave food outside, you call for problems. You're not only you're helping the cats in one way, but you're also harming them because you're bringing predators that could harm the cats. So if you're leaving an abundance of food, you're going to get raccoons, you're going to get fox, you're going to get everything you're going to get everything. Everything's knocking at your door. Thank God we don't have bears, because I think they'd have bears at this guy's house. But that was Orange's prior owner. Orange ended up falling in love with Cleopatra. Now, Orange was vetted completely by that gentleman. He was trying to vet as many animals as he could, the cats that is, but he couldn't keep up with the amount. So he let Orange out of the house. Orange fell in love with Cleopatra. And it was a beautiful relationship. If you saw them kissing each other, always watching her, making sure she was safe, she ended up pregnant. Because, of course, she wasn't fixed. She was in heat. And these terrible male cats were chasing her all over. It was a horrible thing to watch. Chasing her relentlessly, and she ended up pregnant. She had 6 kittens. So it was a stormy night. She had the 6 kittens. I didn't know where they were. I would see a head pop out from under my neighbor's shed. I said, oh, no, there are kittens. And my neighbor and I, we didn't know. We used flashlights, and I said, oh, my God, how are they going to get out? One day, it was a terrible, stormy day. I was working in my garage, and all of a sudden, I hear a meows, little tiny meows. Meow. I say to myself, am I hearing things? Why do I hear a meow? And all of a sudden, I turn around, and in a corner are little kittens jumping all around. I said, oh, my God, I can't. Now, this is a cat that I could touch with one finger. That was it. And it took a long time. She was feral. It took a long time to touch her with one finger. Then I see these little kittens. 3 of them were tortoise. 3 of them were tuxedo. That is black and white. Gorgeous kittens. I said to my husband, now we have a storm. I said, Bob, we got to hurry up. I got to put heaters in here. It was a little chilly. I said, we have to MacGyver this. Now, I don't know if you're not my generation. MacGyver is a gentleman that had a stick and can make a house. I can't do that. But I can be a little creative with making a bunker for those kittens and the mom to make them safe and cozy. I got a bunch of things together. If you look at my prior videos, you'll see some of the Cleopatra. Now, I made a lot of shorts. So if you check out some of my shorts, you'll see her kittens and Cleopatra in my garage. I put some of the houses. I put, what did I put in? Let me see. In here, I put this thing. I put this little house. And actually, Orange slept in this. I believe I ended up putting this in my garage as well. And I believe I put that in my garage. I'm not 100% sure. So I put a few of the houses, including that outdoor one over there, this one. I put that in the garage. But I had a little enclosure, and I used it for my two dogs that had passed away. They were Bichon and a Maltese. And they would sleep in it. It's one of these round things with a top and a bottom. And you zip it up and the dogs can sleep in it. It was not like what Gretchen has now. I actually like what Gretchen has now better. But believe it or not, I kept it. And it was a great way to keep the kittens safe. And then I bought an extra one to put as a, look at the prior videos, an extra one so the cats can have an area that they do their poop. And I put a little tiny toy, which was similar to that one. I put a little tiny toy. Then they had their litter. And then they had their sleep area, which I put right here. Which I put that box, which 6 little kittens went in there and would sleep. And then I put in the sleeping area, which was a pretty nice big area. I put a lot of pads and things like that. Little cushions and, not cushions, mats, thick mats. And I would do a lot of washing because they did a lot of, they were actually, before they were a month old, I believe they were trained to go into the litter box. It was amazing. And I learned something, to use dust-free litter for kittens because their lungs are so small. They can get pneumonia. They can get very ill from just regular litter. So I ended up getting just the kitten food. And then I learned to get dust-free litter. You know, the things you learn. And then a rescue was kind enough to come in and helped place the 6 little kittens. They gave them the shots, and I noticed they started sneezing, her kittens. So with that, they gave them amoxicillin. They fully vetted them, they dewormed them, they defleed them, and they gave them their shots when they were of age. And then again, when they were aged, they also neutered. You saw she's playing, right? And they neutered them. And she said to me, I'm just letting you know, the probability of her getting a foster or getting adopted is slim to none. I said, are you kidding me? She's only a year old. She says, slim to none. So you may have to put her on the street. And I thought, I can't do it because this guy is crazy around the block. These cats are harming her. She's terrified outside. I can't put her out. She's terrified. You would watch her eyes, you know, just see how she is down here, that everything she's aware of. She's so observant. How could I put her on the street, back on the street? How could I do that? There are some cats. I've had many, many cats. If you see my videos, my father raised us to have many, many animals. My grandfather actually, you know, I'm not into breeding, but my grandfather was born in 1910. He used to breed English bulldogs. Those were his breed that he loved. And I'm an animal person. Look what she's doing. I hope everybody's aware. I was raised to respect animals. And watching her behavior made me aware that she was terrified. She was not meant to be outside. And she was going to eventually, something terrible happen. So I told my husband, we're going to have to put her in the basement. So she was spayed, and I bought this enclosure. I put her in here with a couple of toys and a little beautiful, here, this little ball of fur where she could sleep so she can heal from her wound. She stayed in here for 7 days, and she loved it. And I was shocked. An animal coming from the outside, staying in this cage thing. How could she be happy? I put the TV on for her. I gave her food. She had some toys. How could she be happy here? She was happy because she had peace of mind. Think about that. She was happy to be in this enclosure that if you and I sit in here, we'll go crazy. And she would lie down here, right here, in that little cuddle thing. And she was healing from her wounds from being spayed. And I just thought, this is amazing. This is a cat that had the ability to roam. And we have so, if you go outside with me, you see some beautiful area that the cats can roam. It's really beautiful, our neighborhood. But there's a lot of dangers. But yet she was happy in here because she could sleep at night and not worry something's going to hurt her. And I thought, wow, that's powerful. Orange, a little bit different. When we took him in, he was all vetted. The rescue did me a wonderful gift of vetting him for us and said, don't worry, we'll give him the shots, we'll do all the stuff, we'll check him out. He needed 3.5 teeth extracted. He had terrible dental disease, terrible. He was suffering. A silent killer amongst animals is dental disease. Gotta have your cats and dogs' teeth checked out. And let me tell you, it wasn't cheap. It was sickening how expensive it is. So shop around, go on your local community pages, ask your friends and neighbors and others, who do they trust? Have they brought their cat there? Have they have a good experience there? Be careful. Dental work is critical because the cat is under anesthesia. So you need a good dentist. But the price, the cost can kill you. You're just like, oh my God, this is like a human. And worse sometimes. 3.5 teeth removed. When I told his prior owner, he says, I'll help you. I didn't know. Oh, no, you knew, because he had liquid coming out, dripping out of his mouth. He had dental disease. A silent killer. This is the other thing. Cut it out that you're doing this. He licks and he causes hair loss. This is an allergy. This is a seasonal allergy. By mid-November, it's going to stop. Now, I can shoot him up with steroids, or just leave him alone and wait for November to come. From November, I think, to March. I gave him some steroids, and then I was warned that the steroids can cause diabetes in animals. I only did it once. I said, okay, we're done. The things we learned. So I end up keeping Cleopatra and Orange in my basement. This is how we end up with these two. And then this little girl, somebody said, well, they find you. Yeah, well, the whole world can find me. This little girl, terrified like Cleopatra, shows up crying outside my house. I said, oh my God, not another cat. So I put food, I'm feeding her. And I thought, oh, wow. I realized she's a female. I said, before she gets pregnant, we got to take care of business. Let's grab her. And I put her in here. And I was praying and hoping that Cleopatra and Orange would be accepting. Apparently not. Cleopatra and Orange did not want another friend. Hi, oh, silly little kitties. Say hi. Hi, silly little kitties. I just put my glasses on. So, hi to everybody out there. It's mom mode. I'm downstairs in the basement with the kitties. We take care of her. I put her in here. And I said to the rescue woman, I don't know if she'll be happy. This one's definitely more feral than I'm not going to say feral because I can pet her and pet her and pet her, but it's on her terms, just like it is on, listen, I'm not somebody that grabs a cat, holds it in my arm and kisses it. So I don't do that. I've never have. To me, I respect them. When they want me to touch them, I touch them. If you could see they're timid, I back off. It's okay, it's okay. I back off. She'll love to be pet when she's eating or when she wants to be playing. She'll love to be pet. Other than that, she's like, okay, now I'm on my own. But I thought she'll never be happy in here. But she is happy. But to me, it's not a full life. To me, if she found her person, she would have the full life that she needs, where she can roam. She really is stuck in that window and in this catio, because this one is a stalker. This one doesn't want Princess Raven here. That's why she's a foster. And I'm praying that I can find somebody that will adopt her and give her the home where that's Princess Raven, where she'll thrive and not have somebody stalking her 24/7. This is where we're at. That's why Princess Raven is a foster. She's with All Fur, F-U-R, All Fur Love Animal Rescue in Freehold, New Jersey. That's the rescue is standing up for her and is backing her and praying that they find her forever home. And sadly, black cats I don't know why, because let me tell you, the personality, she's a Bombay. The personality of the black cat, I don't understand people. Hi, baby. I just don't, how do you not love? I don't look at a cat's color. I just love them for who they are. Orange is the laid back dude. Cleopatra, she's just a mama. She checks everything and makes sure everyone's okay. And she takes care of business. That's it. Look at that face. She's gorgeous. And people adopt based on looks. My sister adopted a Persian She bought a Persian cat. She spent a few $1,000s, and I kept thinking in my head, do you know many supplies and how much help you can do for other animals with a couple of $1,000s, only because you wanted a cat that was puffy and pretty? Don't get it. Tremendous personality. And by the way, her cat attacks my husband every time he goes in the house. And I have to say, there's some pleasure that I get from that. I'm not kidding. Every time my husband goes in there, she charges him in a very aggressive way. And I laugh because I think that my sister's cat loves my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, loves him and doesn't want any men in that home other than my sister's husband. So when my husband goes in, game on. That cat's attacking my husband. And I have to tell you that aside from me saying, don't do that, I'm enjoying it. Isn't that a little crazy, huh? I'm enjoying it just a little bit. Not my cats. My cats don't harm. My cats that were not purchased do not harm anyone. They harm no one. They don't scratch anyone. It's the expensive one that costs like $2,000 that goes after. That goes after my husband, my sister's cat. My husband and I, we happen to be the ones in the family that look, hi baby, that adopt whomever comes by. Somehow we are a magnet for strays. Are you a magnet for strays? I'm looking at silly little kitties. Hi, silly little kitties. I hope your morning is great. It's Thursday morning at 7:07. Look at that. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. My husband came down already. I'm going to give a quick one. He put the toys on. He did the feeding. I don't think he put that toy on. Or maybe he did, because that toy only lasts for 10 minutes. But it does have a plug. I don't know if the plug means it's permanently on. I get a kick because I don't think my husband knows how to put the toys on. Yeah, he didn't put the top on. Oh, she's stopping. Here, she's stopping. But they're looking. They're just watching their own TV. I'm in the catio. If it was a little bigger, they make really big catios that have a bench in it for people to sit on. That's the one I wanted to put together so the cats can hang out outside. I would definitely be comfortable if there was like a movie, like you're watching something. I wouldn't mind. And I can sew. I wouldn't mind at all. I have to do some repairing when I come. I have to repair that thing. So tell me how everyone's doing. Are you all doing well on this incredible? Thank you for the thumbs up, the 2 comments, the 2 likes. I appreciate it. Remember, subscribing does not cost you a dime, and Cleopatra would really appreciate it. There she is. Look, she just said it right there. Cleopatra, say please subscribe. There we go. Subscribing doesn't cost you anything. It just helps the pages that you watch. Liking helps the pages you like, and commenting helps the pages you like, and sharing does as well. So subscribe, like, comment, share. Those are things you can do. If you're enjoying my page, do it. It helps me. And you can also press the notify, like on all the videos, and that'll pop up in your feed, because I know I do it for channels that I really like, so I get reminded of when they're coming on. He's not. He's so laid back, this guy. He's also probably older than what my neighbor told me was. 2 years ago, he said he was 9 or 10, so it makes him about 10. Dr. Vet thinks he might be a little older. I'm glad we addressed his teeth, because as they get older, I get a little worried. Cleopatra's young. Cleopatra was about a year old when she had those 6 kittens, and the vet believes that might not have been her first litter, which is scary. So she's 3 now. She's 3, will be a 3.5. This little girl up here, they don't know. They gauge anywhere from a year to 2. They're not sure, a year to 2.5. They don't know, but she seems very young to me. And she's smaller than Cleopatra. That's Princess Raven. There they are. And the one in the garage, I think that he's a little older. And I just looked at him again, and I'm wondering if he's a she. I've been calling him Tigger. I may have to change that name to Tigress. I don't know. I think he may. Hi, silly little. I have 23 kitties. I subscribe. Thank you, silly little kitties. I'll check you out. I am doing kitty litter now before coffee. Oh, I do everything before I sit down as well. So in my house, I have 2 kids that have graduated college. They're both still home, and they're in like they're not in law school yet. Pray, please, friends. They're going to be taking the LSATs. But they're going into law certificate program because they're interested in law studies. So they want to, both of my human kids, they're interested in trying to figure out if law is a good fit for them. Let me tell you, silly little kitties, I do not hail from New Jersey. I hail from Brooklyn, New York. That is my foundation. I was born and raised there, almost most of my life, because I've lived out here for 26 years, so for a lot of my life. And my husband and I, when we first got married, we rescued the cats, and I think at one time we had around 23 or 24 cats. Could have been a little more. What happened was, our neighborhood was filled with cats. So my neighbor, who was a monster, would trap them and call the SPCA and have them euthanized. That's in Brooklyn. So we would put traps out, grab the cats, had them vetted, and we kept them in a house. And a lot of them were neighbors' cats, so we were able to give some back to the neighborhood. A lot of them were feral. So when we made our move out here, I contacted Kent Animal Shelter in Calverton, New York. Pam Green is the woman who oversees that. She is amazing. Kent, K-E-N-T, Animal Shelter in Calverton, New York. If you're around the New York area in Calverton and Long Island, she's far out for us, but she was amazing. We gave her a nice chunk of money. We gave her many, many of our cats, and they put them in their sanctuary in Kent Animal Shelter. So I said to them, I do not want them being adopted out. Can you keep them in your sanctuary? And they did. They ended up building a room with the money that we gave. It wasn't terribly a lot of money, but they did a beautiful screened in indoor-outdoor room attached to the shelter. And we helped to build that. So, because we gave them like 20 cats. And the reason I had to give them so many cats was because my daughter was allergic when she was born. And we gave them some, and then we had to give them more. And I kept only a few, and they stay down here in the basement. It wasn't like this. I had toys and little boxes, but it wasn't as cat fun as this basement. Like, I didn't have the cat wall. But silly little kitties, for whoever's on, you may want to check her channel out as well. It's called Silly Little Kitties, Kittys, SILLYLITTLE and KITTYS. Silly Little Kitties, thank you for what you do. You know, I want to promote channels that advocate for taking care of the creatures on this earth and taking care of our earth in general. This is the cat wall, friends, from Amazon. I love it. And it's a fun wall. I want to thank you, silly little kittles. Good for you. Silly little kittle, just so you know, I bought this electric litter box, and my cats used it for like a few months, and that was it. Done. Their throne has not been sat on. This is what it comes down to. And the best thing is, I should have known when the rescue woman said, don't buy any electric litter box, just use the traditional. She was right. She was right. Oh, wow. Thank you, silly. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Thank you. You know, you make this world a better place. Remember that always. As you're doing your litter, sometimes we need to be reminded that the work is not easy and it's not glamorous. But what you're doing for these babies is priceless. There's no price on it. And what you're doing for them is incredibly beautiful. It really is, because without you, they would be on the street. You know, you remember that. They would be challenged with a world that is cruel and is not meant for domestic animals. So thank you, silly little kitties. And to whomever is out there watching this page, consider subscribing to her page. And that's what we all need to do for each other, is keep going with the people who are trying to do the right things in a crazy time, in a crazy world, in a crazy, place. I brought up the Netherlands because in the Netherlands they don't have shelters because their laws are strict against animal cruelty and animal neglect, and they spay and neuter. They do that. If you ignore an animal in need, you can get fined if somebody sees it. We need to promote and we need to advocate for better laws, advocate for these animals, and push for stricter laws. fines, imprisonment, all of that. Because if people see we are not tolerating the abuse and neglect of animals, we have a better world. We have better people. We have better children. You know, this is a reality check. Most people that are looking at animal pages are people who love animals. That's the reality. You know, they love animals, they love children, they love nature. We gotta push for this. And I thank all of you that do take the time to watch. And I know it's, you know, the lives are something new for me. I didn't know I could do it. I thought I needed so many subscribers to do a live. And I didn't realize I could do. Listen, I'm grateful I can operate this phone and figure out how to do a live. I'm still a newbie. My kids said, oh, you know, you could do chat. I said, chat? What are you talking about? Don't tell me there's something else they added. You know, and they both laugh at me because I have no clue. Chat something, something, I have no clue. You know, I'm like, be grateful I can hold the camera, point it at an animal, and put a live on. You know, I am grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you who are watching. They're sleeping away. They're listening to me, and everybody's lulled by my voice. But thank you all for giving me this time. And I want to thank my husband for doing the buses and for doing the food that I can keep yapping. Because without having something like this, that silly little kitties, and without doing these things, the people in this world that make the world a better place, and there are many of you, and a lot of you don't have these lives. You're just checking out YouTube, looking in on what's going on. I have learned so much from watching others. So be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Don't ignore them on the street. If you can't help, do whatever it takes. Take 60 and just look through your phone at shelters near me. Get a location and let them know what's going on. But don't ignore it. If you can get some food and throw it out, do some. I know people who keep food in their car and they just like, oh crap, forgive my language, there's some cats and dogs, and they just even if it's cat food, they throw it out for a dog. They only have us. These are domestic animals. They only have us to take care of them, protect them, and to advocate. But on that note, they're sleeping. I'm going to go up. I want to thank everybody for giving me one of your most valuable gifts, and that is your time. I want to thank you so much. She's watching the birds. That's her TV, friends. That is her TV. Look at her. Isn't she precious? All for Love Animal Rescue. She needs a special person to take her in and adopt her. That's Princess Raven. Here's Cleopatra. She's mine. And here's Mr. Orange. And I want to thank you all for the most precious gift you can give to a person is your time. And thank you for giving me that. Take care, friends. And silly little kitties, you rock. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. You are amazing. And I'm subscribing to you. Take care and have a wonderful day, friends. It's Thursday. Find a reason to find something spectacular about today. Take care, friends.